March 31, 2011. Kenia Monge was supposed to meet her friends at a club in downtown Denver, Colorado, but once she got there, she wasn't allowed in. She went to another club with some girls she'd met in a taxi ride, without telling her friends, who assumed she had just changed plans. Next day, April's Fool. No one had a clue where Kenia was. Looking for her, her stepfather Tony Lee found out she had left her person's cell phone in the bar, and her new friends had taken her stuff because they couldn't find her. Checking her phone, Tony saw that Kenia's last text message was at 11 p.m. on Friday. She had received several after that, mostly from concerned friends and family, but there's one that made him pause. It read, "Hey, this is Travis, the guy who gave you a ride last night. He wanted to know if she had got home okay." Tony managed to talk to this Travis, last name Forbes, the next day, and he told him he was driving by and had seen Kenia on the street, clearly intoxicated, so he offered her a ride to make sure she would get it home safe. On the way, Kenia had asked him to stop at a gas station to buy cigarettes, and inside the store she had met some guy, and decided to go home with him after all. That was the last time he had seen her, Forbes assured. But to Tony, that story didn't make sense. And once the police finally got involved, Travis' story seemed unreal to them too. Police did some background check on Travis Forbes, and saw he had some criminal history, mostly theft and drug-related arrests. They also looked in his white van, and were surprised to notice a huge odor of bleach. It was spotless, except for some indication in the tires that he had been on the dirt road recently. Cell phone records showed that on the early morning of April 1st, once Kenia had disappeared, he had made some calls from a rural area north of Denver. Police went there and searched, but nothing was found. Then, another clue. Travis had a small granola business, and he rented some space in a bakery to make them. The owner of the bakery found some surveillance footage that showed Travis 2 days after Kenia's disappearance, wearing cleaning gloves and carrying a big cooler inside the freezer, which was odd because granola doesn't need to be freezed. There was also signs that someone had burned things in a barrel next to the bakery. By now, police were very suspicious of Forbes, but they had nothing concrete to make an arrest. Aware that he was being investigated, Travis left town and was soon arrested in Austin, Texas, on a stolen car charge. But before, he had time to give this astonishing interview to a local news TV.
Man. You know, the truth is all we have. I mean, it's been 2 weeks, nobody's heard from her, there's been no trace of her. Like, it's surreal. I don't even know what to think of it.
Since you're a person of interest, let me ask you this. Did you do something with her?
No.
Did you kidnap her?
No.
Did you sexually assault her?
I did not.
Did you murder her?
I did not. No. No, and you know, having that on you, having that energy on you is very stressful. Sorry that I was indifferent, that I didn't think anything. I didn't think anything. I didn't think she was gonna disappear.
And to make everyone sure he is a psychopath.
What's her name?
Kenia.
Kenia, yeah.
The stolen car charge was soon dropped, and he was free again. This time he went to Fort Collins, a college town in Colorado, but detectives were on his tail. And then, something horrible happened. On the 4th of July, Fort Collins police were called to a house on fire. In the backyard, they found 30-year-old Lydia Tillman. She was badly injured, raped, beaten until her face was not recognizable. Her attacker had poured bleach over her body, and tried to burn her with the house. She had managed to escape, but suffered a stroke that left her in a coma for 5 weeks, and witnessed impaired speech. Still, They managed to collect some DNA sample that, surprisingly, pointed to Travis Forbes as the culprit. They arrested him when he was trying to lure another woman. In jail, under pressure from police and Kenia's family, and seeing he was not going to be able to justify all the evidences against him, Forbes confessed. He said he had intended to help Kenia that night when he saw how intoxicated she was, and when he was driving her home she had passed out in his car. So he took the chance and raped her. Then did it again, but this time she woke up and fought him, so he ended up killing her, stored her in that cooler, and later buried her in the rural area the police had searched before. Before being sentenced, Forbes spoke in court. "Why did I do this? I have been searching for that also in my heart and soul. I think we commit violent acts because deep down we find hatred of ourselves. I am so thankful that Lydia Tillman survived, because if I hadn't been caught, I probably would have done this again, because deep down I am fucked up. I'm evil," Forbes said. Travis Forbes was sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murder of Kenia, and 48 more years for the savage attack on Lydia, who has been making a good recovery. After lying to police, offering Travis a false alibi, Kerry Humphrey, his ex-girlfriend, was sentenced to 60 days in jail and 4 years of supervised probation. She also was ordered to perform 2,000 hours of community service, and seek mental health counseling.